Yo guys, what is up? We're back again with another video, and today we're at Whole Foods, and we're gonna be spending, not spending, because I don't have 50 bucks, but we're gonna see what exactly you can get for an entire week. That's less than 50 bucks at Whole Foods to stay healthy. Let's get it. All right, y'all. We're at the produce section right now, so we're gonna see what we could get. So we have high fiber and low calories. So first, we're gonna look at our fruits. I'm not gonna go for something like an apple because I'm gonna be honest, they're kind of sugar bombs and I don't like them. So we're gonna come this way. So I lost some footage of me getting berries and frozen fruits, so I wanted to quickly show you guys what I plan on getting. I would have gotten a pound of kiwis, a pound of frozen blueberries, along with 3 pounds of oranges. You guys may continue viewing the rest of the show. And I'm thinking we could go for some avocados. Check the price on that. So $1.99 each. So I would probably get like 3 of them for the week. All right, y'all. Our next thing we're gonna get is some veggies. I'm gonna get a butterhead lettuce, and that adds $4. And then I'd probably go for some spinach, which is right here, and that's $3.29. Next up, we're also gonna get some russet potatoes, which is right here. I would probably get about 2 of those. That's about, I think, $3 a pound. So we'd be going with about $2 extra. All right, now we're gonna have some treats here. So we're gonna get a whole cake, which is 30 bucks. I'm just kidding. We're not doing treats here. We're here for optimal health, not optimal bad health. All right, y'all. Next up, we're gonna be getting some cheese or Parmesan, which I actually think would be our best bang for our buck. It will run us 11 bucks, but I would get some Parmigiano Reggiano because it's high in protein, high in calcium, and vitamin K2. Alright, y'all, so there's some people over there, so I don't want to record over there for their privacy, but I'm also gonna get some chicken breast, and this could be about 3 or 4 days of meals, give or take, for dinners, and it's a lot of protein, low calories, it's pretty good, and the price is 9 bucks. Alright, y'all, so next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some ground turkey. Oh, you can pass it to me, brother. So I think the next move here for meats is I'm gonna go for ground turkey. We're keeping it conservative. This is a pound, which is 4 servings of meat, and it has a lot of protein in it, and it has really good calories. So this right here could give us like 3-4 days of meals, give or take. And then we're also gonna go for some red meat, which I'm gonna get to in a second. All right, y'all. Next up on our meats, we're really only going ground here because we're being conservative. So we're gonna get some ground beef. I'm getting 90-10, but if you're bulking, you could go for 80-20. Because I'm cutting, I would go with 90-10. And that's gonna run us $6.99. Alright, y'all, next up, we're almost done. We're gonna get some eggs. You could go pasture-raised if you have extra money, but we're broke here. So we're gonna go with the generic brand. That is just $4.99. I'm gonna do 1 egg. Final thing really is some whole milk. I would get this gallon right here. You could also go for lower fat options if you want. I like whole milk because it's creamier and has more nutrients in it, so I'd go for that, and that would be an additional $5. Alright, y'all, so to finish off our grocery haul, we're gonna get some salmon. Yes, this is farm raised. It really ain't that big a deal, but this right here is gonna run us $8. The total's gonna be at the end, and we're gonna tally it up and see our macronutrient and micronutrients. But yeah, we're gonna get this to finish off our haul. God bless. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna quickly dive into our grocery haul and kind of break down the macros, micronutrients, and costs. So the whole thing costed about $70 for 5 days, which means that per day you're spending about $14, which isn't bad considering that the national average for eating healthy is about $20. So we're nearly half of that. And obviously, in terms of quality of the foods, it probably isn't the greatest because of the fact that we got farm-raised salmon and not grass-fed milk and stuff. But if you're on a budget, even grain-fed beef, farm-raised chicken, farm-raised salmon, it doesn't really matter that much when you're on a budget as long as you're eating healthy. And in terms of the macronutrients, it's actually pretty good. The macros each day of eating divided equally is going to give you 1,700 calories with about 140 grams of protein. Now, something important to note is the fact that while your calorie content for this is low, it is worth it to note that we're also eating stuff like rice, protein powders, and stuff like that I wouldn't really consider a part of my weekly grocery haul, due to the fact that stuff like rice you could get at bulk, and it's like 20 pounds for a little bit of money, and that lasts you a long time. Protein powders I usually get monthly, so I wouldn't factor into my weekly cost. And then stuff like oils, butter, I also wouldn't factor that into my weekly cost, due to the fact that butter usually lasts me about a month and it doesn't cost that much. Now in terms of my micronutrients, once again we do pretty good. Most of our vitamins are hit, besides vitamin E and vitamin D. Vitamin D you could get it from an over-the-counter supplement or from the sun, and vitamin E is something that I did lack on. Now in terms of my minerals, we did lack on copper, iron, and manganese, along with sodium. In terms of sodium, I'm not too worried about that. You know, we salt our food, we have sodium like that. Copper and manganese though, I do think we could get that through a supplement or through chia seeds or other seeds and nuts that have a good amount of that. Copper is also something that you could get from nuts and seeds, that you could get on a monthly basis because it lasts longer. But that right there is my cutting grocery haul. If you would like to see more cutting content, fat loss content, health content, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. God bless y'all.